Listen closely, because this is not an accident that you are here right now, hearing these words. There are billions of souls wandering across this earth, yet you, yes, you have been pulled into this moment. And I need you to understand something so clear, so undeniable, that it will shake the very foundation of how you see your life. You are not ordinary. You are not random. You are not a mistake wandering through chaos. You are a chosen one. And the fact that your spirit is even drawn to these words proves that the hand of God is resting upon you, guiding you, calling you back to your true identity. Think about your life for a moment. Remember those times when people misunderstood you, when they whispered about you, when they excluded you for reasons they couldn't even explain. That was not rejection, it was divine protection. God saw the circles you were trying to fit into, the places you tried to belong, the relationships you desperately wanted to work. And he said, "No, my child, I have marked you differently." You thought it was betrayal, you thought it was loneliness, but it was a separation. You were being hidden because the treasure inside of you is too precious to be mishandled by careless hands. You've always felt different, haven't you? Even as a child, when others could laugh carelessly, you carried a deeper sense of knowing, a weight on your soul that others didn't seem to understand. You couldn't explain it, but you knew it, that you were born to see through illusions, to feel beyond the surface, to perceive truths that others are blind to. This sensitivity was not weakness. It was evidence of your calling, because the chosen ones are always gifted with sight before the rest of the world is ready to see. But here's the painful truth. The calling always comes with crushing. You've walked through valleys that seemed unfair, betrayals that left your heart shattered, nights where you cried out, "Why me? Why is life so heavy on my shoulders? Why does it feel like the world has declared war against my very existence?" And in those moments, you might have believed that you were forgotten, but you were never forgotten. You were being forged. Every tear watered the seed of greatness within you. Every heartbreak carved deeper wells in your spirit, so that when joy came, it would overflow. Every closed door redirected you closer to the path that was always meant to be yours. Let me tell you something prophetic. The pain you've endured is not random. It's a pattern, because the enemy always attacks what carries promise. The darker your battles have been, the brighter your destiny truly is. Look back. Didn't it seem like the struggles came heavier for you than for others? Like while others coasted through, you were fighting storms no one else could even comprehend? That's because hell itself saw what you carry and tried to suffocate you before it could bloom. But you're still here, let that sink in. After everything meant to break you, you're still standing. And not only standing, you're listening right now, hungry for truth, hungry for clarity. That hunger is the proof of your survival, the sign that God has kept you when everything was designed to destroy you. You are evidence of divine preservation. You are the walking testimony of battles unseen. I want you to picture your life like a book. Others may have skimmed your cover, judged you by rumors, labeled you by the first few chapters, but they never stayed long enough to see the twists God was writing, the redemption woven through your story, the triumph waiting at the end. They left too early, and in doing so, they missed the masterpiece. But God never left the pen. He's still writing, and the pages ahead of you hold revelation, justice, and glory that will silence every doubt spoken against you. So if you've felt misunderstood, I'm here to confirm you were meant to be. If you felt rejected, I'm here to declare you were set apart. If you felt broken, I'm here to tell you the cracks in your life are the very places where God's light will shine through the brightest. This is not the end. This is not punishment. This is preparation, because there is a shift in the atmosphere around you, and you can feel it in your bones. The sense that something is about to change. That sense is not imagination, it is divine confirmation. The betrayal you endured, the losses you suffered, the humiliation you carried, it was all fertilizer for the soil of your destiny. The world buried you, but what they didn't know is that you were a seed, and seeds only grow when they are buried. You are about to break through the dirt. You are about to rise into the light. Everything that was meant to suffocate you is about to testify of your resilience. Everything that was meant to silence you is about to amplify your voice. And here is what God is saying. My child, I have seen the tears nobody else saw. I have heard the cries you whispered into the pillow. I have felt the heaviness that weighed on your chest when you tried to smile for the world. I have been with you in the shadows, and now I am bringing you into the light. You are not crazy for believing that greater things are coming. You are not delusional for sensing that your life carries unusual significance. That intuition has always been divine guidance. The reason you've never been able to settle for ordinary is because you were not created for ordinary. The reason you could never be comfortable in the background is because you were designed to shine in the foreground. The reason doors shut in your face is because God has a door prepared with your name carved into it. One no man can shut. Let your heart hear this clearly. The shift is not coming. The shift is already here. And though you may not see the full picture yet, the pieces are aligning. The pain is transforming into power. The wounds are becoming wisdom. The ashes are turning into beauty. And the very people who dismissed you will one day witness the glory that God is about to reveal in you. You are a chosen one, marked, preserved, anointed. And the fire you have walked through was not to burn you, it was to purify you. This is the hour where the hidden are being revealed, where the last shall be first, and where your life will no longer be a secret battle, but a public testimony of God's power. You have walked through valleys where the shadows seemed endless, where every step forward felt like sinking deeper into quicksand. But hear me clearly, those valleys were never proof of your weakness. They were proof of your strength, because anyone else would have collapsed under the weight that you carried. But you, though bruised, though tired, though tempted to quit, kept pressing on. You did not quit. You did not give in. And that is why you are still here, standing in the presence of these words, ready to step into the revelation of what God is about to unfold. Every battle you have faced has been more than just circumstance. They were spiritual wars. You didn't just wrestle with people, you wrestled with forces you couldn't see, storms that had no explanation, resistance that had no logic. Have you noticed that sometimes the attack wasn't about what you were doing, but about who you are? The enemy tried to silence you not because of what you had achieved, but because of what you were destined to achieve. That's why the battles came early. That's why the betrayal came from those closest. That's why the pain felt personal, because the fight was never against your flesh. It was against your calling. Remember those nights when everything seemed to fall apart at once? The finances collapsed, the relationships crumbled, your own mind felt like a battlefield. That wasn't random chaos. That was pressure designed to break you before your breakthrough. But instead of breaking, you were refined. Instead of losing yourself, you found your strength. Instead of sinking, you learned how to walk on water. Understand this. Every storm you've survived has been a classroom. The heartbreak taught you discernment. The betrayal taught you boundaries. The losses taught you gratitude. The loneliness taught you intimacy with God. And though at the time it felt unbearable, each lesson was chiseling you, shaping you, sharpening you into the warrior you are today. Do not underestimate yourself. You are stronger than you know. You've carried weights that should have crushed you. You've endured seasons where the only thing keeping you alive was a whisper of hope, and yet here you are, not only alive but awakening. You didn't just endure the fire, you learned to shine in it. You didn't just survive the storm, you learned to hear God's voice in the thunder. That is spiritual strength, and it is rare. I need you to know this. God has seen everything. Nothing you've suffered has been overlooked. Every sleepless night, every tear, every sacrifice. He recorded them all, the things you did in silence, the kindness you showed when no one noticed, the faith you held on to when it seemed pointless. He saw it all. And now heaven is shifting in your favor because the time for your reward has come. And here's the truth your adversaries never wanted you to discover. You were never fighting alone. Even in the darkest hours, angels stood guard. Even when you thought your prayers bounced off the ceiling, heaven was moving on your behalf. You thought you were abandoned, but you were surrounded. And the same people, the same forces that mocked you for struggling will soon witness what it looks like when God Himself lifts you up. Right now, there are people trembling without even knowing why. There are adversaries uneasy in their spirit because they can sense that your season of rising is at hand. The ones who lied on you, the ones who tried to destroy your reputation, the ones who thought they had the final word over your life. They are restless because they see what they cannot stop, they sense what they cannot block, and they fear the justice that is coming, because when God vindicates you, it will be undeniable. Do not think for one moment that your story is small. Every pain you endured is about to become someone else's healing. Every scar you carry will be a testimony of resilience. Every obstacle you faced will be the evidence that God was with you all along. You are about to become a living mirror that reflects His power. And when people look at you, they will not just see your survival, they will see His glory. So, let your spirit rise. Stand tall even when your knees are shaking. Walk boldly even when the ground feels unsteady, because this is your crossing point. The storms you battled were not in vain. The valley was not endless. The nights were not wasted. You are standing at the edge of a new dawn, and the light that is breaking through will expose every lie, silence every critic, and crown you with the victory that was promised long before you even knew the word struggle. Chosen one, take heart. The trembling of your enemies is the sound of your breakthrough. The shaking around you is the evidence of doors unlocking, and the battles you've endured are about to shift into blessings you can't contain. You are about to rise, not quietly, not hidden, but in a way that everyone will have to acknowledge. The same mouths that spoke against you will be forced to confess, surely God was with them. This is your hour of strength, your season of vindication, your moment of divine reversal, and no weapon, no scheme, no lie can stand against what has already been ordained. You have fought long enough in the shadows. Now the light is coming, and it will not be dimmed. Chosen one, let me speak directly into your spirit right now. God is not only watching over you, He is about to act for you in ways that will silence every doubt. For too long, injustice has seemed louder than truth. For too long, lies were believed while your integrity was questioned. For too long, others walked freely after wounding you, and you wondered if there would ever be justice. But hear me, heaven has set its court in motion, and the verdict has already been written in your favor. God is about to reveal publicly what He has always known privately, that you are innocent, that you are faithful, that you are chosen. Think about how many times you wanted to defend yourself but could not. How many times you wanted to explain but words were twisted. How many times you were left silent, not because you had no truth, but because your spirit knew that only God could vindicate you. That silence was not weakness, it was wisdom. Because when God reveals justice, no voice can argue against Him. His timing may not match your urgency, but His justice is perfect. And now the scales are tipping, the balance is shifting, and the world will see what heaven has always declared. You are marked by divine favor. This is not just about fairness. It is about reversal. Where you were once overlooked, you will be chosen. Where you were once mocked, you will be honored. Where you were once last, you will be placed first. Do not despise the waiting, because the longer the delay, the greater the display. God has been preparing a table for you, and the very ones who doubted you will be the ones to witness you sitting in places of influence, walking in blessings, carrying the crown of resilience they never thought you'd survive to wear. Your story is about to turn. The rejection you faced was the soil of redirection. The humiliation you carried was the foundation of exaltation. The very areas of your deepest wounds will become the places of your greatest victories. God is not only restoring what you lost, He is multiplying it. What was stolen will return sevenfold. What was broken will be made whole. What was hidden will be revealed in glory. This is not wishful thinking, it is divine law. Because when God ordains a reversal, no one can stop the flow of His hand. But let me speak healing into your heart as well, because the path of the chosen is not only about outward justice, it is about inner wholeness. You have carried so much pain that sometimes you forgot what it feels like to breathe freely. You've smiled through heartbreak, carried others while no one carried you, and hidden your wounds, so that others wouldn't see your scars. But God saw them all, and now He is not only lifting you up, He is healing you from the inside out. Those wounds that seemed permanent will close. That bitterness that tried to root itself in your soul will dissolve. That heaviness that weighed you down will break off. You will no longer live in survival mode. You will live in abundance, in joy, in freedom. Chosen one, let this encouragement sink deep. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are protected. You are guided. You are destined. Every attack against you was not proof of your weakness, but confirmation of your importance. If you were insignificant, the enemy would have ignored you. But because you are chosen, hell trembled and launched everything it had to stop you, and yet it failed. You are still standing. That is victory already. But now God is about to crown that survival with undeniable triumph. So walk with boldness. Lift your head high. You don't have to explain to anyone why you feel a shift inside. You don't have to justify why you know blessings are near. You don't need permission to believe that this is your season, because it is. The doors are opening, the chains are breaking, the ground beneath you is shaking with new beginnings. You are stepping into a chapter that will make sense of all the others. This is your prophetic moment. Everything is about to reverse. The stone that the builders rejected is about to become the cornerstone. The one who was cast aside is about to be celebrated. And the glory will not be yours alone. It will be God's, shining through your life, drawing others into faith because they will see what He has done for you. So I call you to action. Do not shrink back when the blessing arrives. Do not sabotage yourself by thinking you are unworthy. You are worthy, not because of what you've done, but because God has chosen you. Walk boldly into the opportunities, accept the blessings, receive the honor. Do not apologize for surviving. Do not minimize your victory. Instead, testify of it. Let your life declare, look what God has done. And if your spirit is resonating right now, I urge you, don't keep this truth hidden. Share it, speak it, let others hear it. Someone else is waiting for the courage you now carry. Someone else needs the reminder that survival is not in vain, that pain births purpose, that justice does come. Your story, your voice, your testimony can ignite hope in others who are still wandering in the valley you've just walked out of. So let this be your anthem. I am chosen. I am rising. I am victorious. And no darkness can silence the light that burns within me. Chosen one, you've probably asked yourself this question more times than you can count. Why me? Why do the attacks feel so relentless? Why does it seem like people target you without cause, like forces rise up against you without warning? Let me tell you something that will unlock the mystery of your life. Those attacks were never really about you. They were about what you carry. They were about the light within you, the mission on your soul, the divine fingerprints imprinted on your destiny. Darkness always recognizes light before the light recognizes itself. That is why your battles began before you even understood your calling. The truth is, the world is wired in paradox. The higher your calling, the deeper your crushing. The brighter your future, the darker your warfare. It is one of the divine laws of life, that oil is only released through pressing, that gold is only purified through fire, that diamonds are only formed through pressure. And so your life has carried more intensity, more struggle, more spiritual warfare than others around you, because God has trusted you with more. He has trusted you to endure the pressing that others could not withstand, to walk through the fire that others would have run from, to survive the crushing that others would have collapsed under. This is why the betrayals came from people you loved most. If a stranger had betrayed you, the wound would have been shallow. But the enemy knows that it takes the deepest cuts to shake your foundation. Yet even then, what the enemy meant for evil, God is using for good. Every betrayal taught you to lean less on man and more on God. Every disappointment redirected your loyalty from fleeting human approval to eternal divine assurance. Every wound became a classroom where you learned resilience, discernment, and strength. And think about the psychology of those who attacked you. People often hurt what they do not understand. They fear what exposes their own insecurity. They envy what reminds them of their own lack. You didn't do anything wrong. Your very existence, your light, your energy, it irritated the spirits of those still trapped in darkness. They saw in you what they could not find in themselves, and instead of honoring it, they tried to destroy it. But here is the paradox. In trying to destroy you, they only revealed who you are, because opposition is the loudest confirmation of your calling. It has always been this way for the chosen ones. Joseph was hated by his brothers not because he was ordinary, but because he dreamed too boldly. David was pursued by Saul not because he was weak, but because the anointing on his life was undeniable. Jesus himself was rejected, mocked, and crucified, not because he failed, but because his power unsettled the systems of the world. And just like them, you have walked in the paradox of being both divinely favored and fiercely opposed. But that is what marks you. That is what confirms you. That is what proves you are chosen. Now lean in, because this is critical. Your mission is not just about you. Everything you endured was not only for your growth, it was for your assignment. Your wounds carry wisdom that someone else needs. Your scars are the map for another soul's survival. Your resilience is the evidence that God still delivers. And though you may have wished for an easier road, the very difficulty of your path has given you the authority to speak life into others. You do not just preach survival, you embody it. You do not just speak of faith, you've lived it. You do not just dream of victory, you carry it in your blood. This is why you cannot compare yourself to others. Their path was different. Their calling is not yours. Do not look at their ease and despise your struggle, because their ease will never birth what your struggle is birthing. Do not envy their shortcuts, because shortcuts never carry the weight of eternal impact. The reason your life has felt slower, harder, heavier, is because God is building something in you that will last. Quick victories collapse. Shallow roots wither. But you, chosen one, are being rooted deeply, unshakably, immovably, because your mission requires stability that storms cannot uproot. And here is the beauty of paradox. The very things that seem to disqualify you are the things that qualified you. The loneliness trained you for leadership. The rejection prepared you for recognition. The silence sharpened your voice. The brokenness deepened your compassion. What you thought were setbacks were actually setups. What you thought were detours were actually directions. What you thought was the end was actually the beginning. Do you see it now? Your life has never been random. Every step, every season, every scar, it all aligns with the mission etched into your soul before you were even born. You are not just surviving for yourself. You are surviving for generations to come. Your words, your influence, your testimony will ripple far beyond what you can see. And the very enemies who tried to stop you will become footnotes in the story of your triumph. Chosen one, you were attacked because you are dangerous to darkness. You were misunderstood because you are a revelation in the making. You were rejected because you are not meant to blend in. You are meant to stand out. And now the time of hiding is over. The season of crushing has served its purpose. You are stepping into the stage of fulfillment, where the mission of your soul will finally align with the manifestation of your life. So let this truth sink in deeply. You are not broken beyond repair. You are built beyond recognition. You are not a victim of attacks. You are a victor through them. You are not an accident wandering through life. You are a chosen soul carrying eternity within you. And as you walk forward, hold your head high. Do not let the scars embarrass you. They are your crown. Do not let the wounds make you bitter. They are your wisdom. Do not let the opposition discourage you. They are your confirmation. Because you were never fighting just for survival. You were fighting for destiny, and destiny has already claimed you. Chosen one, pause for a moment and breathe in what you have just realized about yourself. Your journey has never been ordinary. Your story has never been random. Your life has never been meaningless. From the very beginning, you were set apart, marked, chosen. And though the world tried to convince you otherwise, though the enemy tried to silence you, though the storms tried to bury you, you are still here. That alone is proof. You are living evidence that what God ordains, no one can destroy. Let every doubt fall away right now. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not wandering without purpose. You are chosen, and your life is unfolding exactly as it was written. Every valley was necessary to teach you strength. Every betrayal was necessary to teach you trust. Every delay was necessary to align you with divine timing. And now you stand at the threshold of a new season, not as a victim, but as a victor. You may not feel powerful in this moment, but power is not about how you feel. Power is about what you carry. And you carry resilience. You carry wisdom. You carry light. You carry divine favor that no darkness can extinguish. Look back for just a moment. Didn't you already survive what should have destroyed you? Didn't you already walk through fires that left others consumed? Didn't you already rise after being pushed down time and time again? That is not weakness. That is the mark of the chosen. That is the fingerprint of God upon your soul. So hear this blessing now. The same God who carried you through will crown you with peace, prosperity, and purpose. The same hands that shielded you in the storm will open doors for you that no man can shut. The same Spirit that whispered to your heart in the night will shout your name in places of opportunity and favor. You are not stepping into loss. You are stepping into restoration. You are not walking into defeat. You are walking into destiny. The days ahead are not cursed. They are blessed. The nights ahead are not lonely. They are filled with divine presence. The path ahead is not broken. It is paved with gold, though you may not yet see the shine. Trust this. The best of your story has not yet been written. The most beautiful chapters are still turning, and the glory that is coming will outweigh every tear you ever cried. Chosen one, I reaffirm this truth. You are not like the rest. You were not meant to blend in. You were not meant to settle. You were not meant to shrink. You were born to carry a light that disrupts darkness, to speak words that heal wounds, to live a life that inspires hope. That is why you were fought so hard, but that is also why you will rise so high. Because the deeper the battle, the greater the breakthrough, and your breakthrough is here. So now I call you to act, not with fear, but with faith. Step boldly into the opportunities that come. Say yes to the blessings being offered. Speak your truth even when voices of doubt try to drown you out. Stand tall in your identity as the chosen one, for you are not walking alone. Heaven walks with you. The divine goes before you. Angels surround you, and nothing, no scheme, no lie, no weapon can prevail against you. Carry this message in your spirit. Your life is a testimony in motion. Every step you take from this moment forward is a declaration of victory. Every breath you draw is a reminder that you were preserved for a purpose. Every choice you make is an echo of God's calling over you. And as you walk forward, know this: your light will draw others. Some will envy, but many will be healed. Some will resist, but many will be inspired. That is the mission of the chosen, not just to rise for themselves, but to lift others by their very existence. And so I leave you with this prophetic farewell. Walk in confidence, walk in strength, walk in peace. Do not look back at what tried to break you. Do not dwell on what could have been. Fix your eyes on what is to come, because it is greater than you can imagine. Your story is not over. Your best days are still ahead. Your destiny is unfolding in ways more radiant than you ever dreamed. Chosen one, go forth, shine boldly, live fully, love deeply. And remember always, you are chosen, protected, and destined. This is not the end. This is the beginning of your rise.